Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Agyapa, some questions arise. Maybe some Kabila. The parliament of our country is a sovereign parliament. I don't know how the act that sets up the office of the special prosecutor, how it's been couched. The sovereign parliament.
On your sovereign parliament,
I'm not too sure about that.
Our parliament our parliament is not sovereign in the sense that they can be stopped when they are embarking on a path suspected to be contravening the constitution.
Sovereignty resides in the people.
In the people.
That's what the
not in the
but it is the people. The people is the people's sovereignty.
Yes,
which has been
but I think it's difficult to be a bit complicated with a parliament sovereign or sovereign parliament. I'm sure lawyer B.
Well, that your understanding of that is that it is on its own and able to do what it deems proper and right.
Yes, but decisions are subject to judicial review. You know that.
Yeah,
you cannot tell them how to work.
Yes,
they are
masters of
conduct
their own rules. Yes, but Kweku,
make your point.
Yes,
but the word sovereign can.
Okay, we can delete it. Okay, fine. This is the point I have been making. I've been asking myself. Now, Obedema Embrashe Begwa, as an arm of government. Mbekunyina yeziri bomai. O man kwade ogina na nado. Baye no ho hihye mokwa obofodo a obayi ho adwuma. Now then there's now a gatekeeper. Mehu ekwan OSP ne acting oti, because now he has become a gatekeeper. What it means is that now anything that parliament does, that in his assessment he feels that there must be a certain corruption risk assessment or corruption assessment, all he does is that, hey, clerk to parliament, hey, one from the man from that. And so something that has been agitating my mind. What are we drifting towards? Which point are we now? Now, and yet America on the account there. In them are able to be here to grow our governance system, for which part is the corruption and its related issues. OSP Abobaden Morian Menjintum.
Menka Bakumienu Tew Nete, according to the chairman of the finance committee, Parliament, Dr. Mark Esibe Yeboah, also Amidu's work was sloppy. He acted like a social commentator, and that to a large extent, in some Nokani uninformed, or denture or Yinshimunukwechi into one yarding. These are some of the comments.
Just to add up, he gave a reason.
Yes.
He said Amidu never spoke to the committee.
To the committee and its members.
And interpreted documents the way he wanted.
And not say,
I'll speak.
even though the president has said they should take a second look at it, the parliament cannot just get up and just take a second look unless the president has the intention of resubmitting some additional information for review, and not based on his instruction on the corruption risk assessment put together by special prosecutor Martin Amidu.
Yeah.
And I picked this from myjoyonline.com.
Okay.
And he says that after reading the report, it became clear to him, or says Yeboah, that Martin Amidu was on a fishing expedition. Kwekubak, one of his favorite expressions.
I agree.
And then he says, I still insist. I still insist that Martin Amidu should not be taken seriously because he's done a sloppy job.
Relative to this matter?
Relative to this matter, the Agyapa. Agyapa near discuss.
Seriously, not as a person and as an office.
In the meantime, the finance minister has denied all the allegations and insists that the mechanisms surrounding the deal were transparent. And the minority in parliament says they feel vindicated by the report of the special prosecutor and have called for a complete withdrawal. Complete withdrawal.
Kwame.
Yeah,
Dr. Asibe Yabua, today. OSP, why in maybe in the next few days or so, he may write and say he should not be patronizing him. Because and then he insists on the independence of his office. I'm sure if he was arguing on this point,
and
he will say that.
And he also says, my 64-page report must be taken seriously to make corruption a high-risk venture in Ghana.
That's Amidu.
Martin Amidu, yeah.
That's right.
What you do?
Mr. Mayor, sure there. Martin Amidu, so respond to Dr. Sibe Abua. Abakacha na your number chum. A crime for the major. As I mentioned. And see, let's grant him that. But apart from that difficulty, the attitude of the president, that yes, I congratulate you all, I commend you on your corruption risk assessment and all of that. I've seen that. Now look, the next thing is that proceed, Mr. Minister, to Parliament. Able to President Oji Mawayina to me to no, but it is all part of growing our governance system and also the steps we need to take as a country. Yabama oye katashe ne drum obokofum na Kwamena measure the report proper ma Amidu oye ya. Now what thing jado there? Imara Corporate Finance Limited. Nwa were transaction advisors. Letter Ministry of Finance is call. Oye Public Procurement Authority ho. Na one part. But the admit there. Imara earlier. The unsolicited request daba. Now the point there, on them there, in 1 year part of the leternity, they were banded through the back door. It's now what then Casanonian. And a mortuary video saying there. Public Procurement Authority. One criteria what show at the bar, Finance Ministry, approving of the request to go ahead with the procurement of the transaction advisors. There was no clause of any Ghanaian counterpart, another Ghanaian broker company. The Finance Ministry was smuggled whatever show. These are the two main things. Then the other thing, only the Deputy Finance Minister Oyituma or the sign or your agreement. As I mentioned, yes. So, Kwame, the IPO proper, or the structure and the management of the deal proper, that is the Agyapa deal proper. I know, men who don't come handsome. Another the man can so come handsome over baby, one from chum. But the gamut of all that he did was largely based on how the transaction advisors were procured and other service providers. Ono no better there or opaque. A quantum maybe also data bank financial services are where local partners are overcoming a certain conflict of interest, and it was intended to somehow bring a certain personal interest to one, the finance minister, and then another lady, the Bibi Ashley, Victoria Ashley, that she used to be at Data Bank. Necessarily, she's at the Ministry of Finance. Peace FM. No in some I can say smacks of greed, and all of it also based on subjective analysis and understanding. This will lead to the country
leaking of the public
fund.
Opinions.
Kwame, more can opinions. Certain strict proof. Me lawyer. Now so lawyers is me there. Answer na a very solid conclusion on any matter. Then you have subjected it to the test of proof. These are all things which were or are lacking, and yet he proceeds to talk about greed. I wonder in this matter where we haven't had you put to me and you ask me questions, and then you then get to the establishment. You establish clearly there. My intent was for me to have some benefits. All of these things are missing because all you did was to take the documents and you put the pieces together, look through, and then you form your opinion, and then you come to the decision there. It was on the basis of greed. It's Kwame, to a very large extent, I agree with Dr. Asibe. There, more personal opinion and all of that. Kwame, my understanding of assessment. Assessment. Are you there? Well, this holds the potential. You leave it there. That it's likely this might, because you are assessing. But when you move from the benefit of the doubt, you move from the benefit of the doubt, never solid conclusion. Kwame then becomes something else. Now, Mamosha, my minister, for example, the case of the Deputy Finance Minister, the Public Financial Management Act. Kwame, it's clearly stated in there. The minister would appoint an officer either at the level of directorship or above. Minister would how that becomes the deputy minister committing the country to certain financial arrangement when indeed it is rather the chief director, no, the Public Financial Management Act. In fact, that act more or less places the minister at the center. And it be also that Victoria actually also just on the basis there. Oh yeah, an officer at the ministry. So you don't go through any proper I put it to you for you to answer type of thing to establish. Online there because she used to be at Data Bank. Now she's at the ministry. And so once she has moved from the Data Bank to the ministry, and it is the ministry that is at the center of this, it's likely a certain conflict of interest there. But what I see in this is a certain level of prejudice. A certain level of prejudice there, Kwame. That we know that Uforiata owns Data Bank, and that anything that the country is committing to, and then he as a minister, then Data Bank comes in, then something fishy might have taken place. A certain level of prejudice. But otherwise, first and foremost, Papa 2010 was it, and now resigning as executive chairman. 2014. And also resigning from the boards of Data Bank Financial Services, and straddling across governments from President Rawlings. Now, it's because they have the expertise. This is their area. Ejuma oya dam brokerage na nikaka investment, they are the leading bank. They say they are not a bank. They are one year conventional bank.
They find a financial institution.
Exactly. So they have the expertise. Woye Ejuma ma President Rawlings. Woye Ejuma ma President Kufuor. Woye Ejuma ma even Mahama.
No Mama.
I'm from Sabongo Kabilo, Sabongo. No. It's Mahama. Oh, yeah, Mahama. Oh, no, what to Kabila don't mention here. You was here. Kwame, I find it weird and queer. There, so if they have the expertise, now I want to why you do an abwa or mana. He becomes a finance minister, so they are stopped from doing that. And again, our patch there, it is all captured in the arrangement how data bank was going to be paid,
and how Kwamena Duncan is about to wrap up.
Was going to be paid. And see, that also gives cause for suspicion. The finance minister Chechim there, the leader agency. And she wants him only in marathon. At any point in time, Obia when you services in marathon football crowd, services. And see, if you have a lot coming on board, you cannot structure how payment is even going to be done.
I'm taking my time now.
You're coming, my land.
This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.